What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Doc and the Fox. He is a doc. I'm a fox. Not really.
Yeah, you don't have any
I don't have
ears.
any ears. Not like that, at least. I don't have any fur either. Um, but anyways, we are back with episode two. A lot has changed since the last time we talked, has
Yes,
it
yes, it
not?
has. Got through
Oh,
the whole group stage, so we figured we'd postpone a little bit and go with that.
absolutely.
That way we could talk about all the results. But yeah,
Yeesh. I don't know where to begin.
the beginning's normally a good place to start.
Okay. So if I we could do a lot with this, and I think we could go back to the actual what is this group? Just take a look group by group and talk through. I guess what surprised you. Going back, I guess we go all the way back to Group A. We talked a lot through the playing
Yeah,
stage and what kind of happened, but Group what is it?
group by group. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so Group A, Suning Esports, G2, TL, and Maki Esports. What'd you
Yeah.
think?
So I got the last place right. I got that G2 would qualify. I actually had Team Liquid over Suning, and they ended up being first, so I had them third. So that was kind of, I guess I overlooked them a little bit more than I should have. I think Team Liquid doing so well in play-ins and having those extra games, I was a little bit extra hyped and confident about them.
Hmm.
We were talking just before we went live here, obviously, about the way that the group play-ins kind of worked. Is that it turns out Team Liquid was the only one from Group One to make it. The other three playing group teams were all from Group Two, between PSG, Unicorns of Love, and LGD. Um, so I think actually they had the weaker group, so it might have overhyped them a little bit more than I originally thought. Um,
Hmm.
but a close 3-3, third place. It's not the end of the world. It came down to a almost a tiebreaker, which wouldn't have been so great. But that one G2 loss, that if G2 had won, it would have put Liquid into the tiebreaker. How do you feel
Oh, you're
about
right.
that game?
Yeah. Let's see. What was that? That was the G2 Suning, or was that the
I
G2?
thought that was G2 Machi in the last day, um, when it would have forced the tiebreaker because in that last day of play, it went G2 over Team Liquid, Suning over Machi, G2 over Machi. You're right.
It would
So
have been Suning.
Team Liquid over Suning, yeah, Suning over G2,
Yeah.
and that was they had to play twice
This is true. I don't know.
because Team Liquid actually beat Suning that day.
Yes. And
So
this would have
that
been.
that was the big one. They beat Suning and Machi and Suning.
Mhm.
Words are hard. Um,
I
I
don't
think
know.
I was also expecting Machi to maybe take another game off of someone, which would have made it a little more like tiebreakers rather than just taking the one game.
True.
Um,
I don't know.
but I mean, I'm not that upset with the way that those pick'ems went. I mean, G2 still made it like I expected. Yeah, they're second seed, not first, but that's okay. Suning was a better team than I expected, and there wasn't as much turmoil from Machi as I was expecting. I guess probably because they were playing against Suning instead of a Korean team, right?
Yeah, so going back to that match, Suning versus G2, from what I can recall, again, we watched quite a bit of League of Legends. Um, Watched quite a bit of League of Legends the past week or so. Um, what I recall from that match was how one-sided it was, and the biggest piece of that game was Suning's Sword Art on with the Bard pickup. He had
Yeah,
played it twice earlier. So this was so of the 6 games, I think Sword Art played 3 games on Bard. So that was kind of a pick that we were not necessarily expecting. From what I remember, his ults were basically unstoppable. Um,
so they were not Biofrost alts
no,
from the NA finals
no,
getting double if killed.
no. This is and I'm gonna try my best not to absolutely destroy flame everything that has to do with North America esports right now.
It's
But
gonna be a little hard.
it is. Sword Art did a great job, and really and if I recall correctly, this is really what set it up to be Heidecker. This is what set it up to be um, G2, the tiebreaker game that they ended up winning. Which then again did go and eliminate NA Team Liquid from
Yeah,
advancing into.
from contention. Yeah, no play-in tie game from them. And actually looking at it too, G2 versus Suning, they did have the playoff there, the tiebreaker for who would be first in the versus second. So I was almost there for getting G2 first. It was that one tiebreaker away. So
And
that makes me feel even better now that I think about it.
And I'll tell you what, the thing that makes me the most curious about this is I thought G2 would be able to handle this a little bit better because we know how much Suning likes to roam and play the map. They did it really well for five straight games, right? Ended up taking 4 wins of those 5, being able to roam extremely well. The one loss to, I believe, G2 earlier. The thing about that is, if you want to take G2 playing against the Roam into consideration, you have to go about it with how they play against Fnatic. They beat Fnatic in a best of 5 3 out of the last 4 times. Fnatic and G2 have faced off in a best of 5. G2's come out on top the past 3 times, or 3 out of the past 4, right? Same play style. Not sure what happened. So G2 could have easily locked in first in this group. Had they not, I guess, thrown a little bit. And I guess they did kind of throw TL under the bus a little bit with that one. Could have easily given TL an opportunity to play in for a one game playoff for Suning for second place there. Just didn't pan out. Didn't hate the showing for TL either. Like, let's be really honest here. Didn't hate it. Was optimistic with them coming in from play-ins.
I think they were the best out of all the NA teams in terms of showing.
I have to agree with you. FlyQuest, again, called it PoE, can't carry. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
And then I think
I called them at third. If we want to flex this over to Group D,
let's just go ahead.
I mean,
we'll bounce into Group D.
Yeah. We had Top Esports in first, followed by DRX second.
UOL
FlyQuest was third, and UOL was fourth. UOL went 0-6, which, I mean, I guess they did have some good quality opponents. How well they had played in, again, they played well in the that gauntlet run to lock in the group stage. And I think I was just kind of reminiscent of Unicorns of Love back when it was LEC, or before it was LEC, and it was the EULCS, or whatever that is.
Oh, God, that's a throwback.
I know. So I think I was a little more optimistic on them. I put them second. They did not deserve to be second. And again, slightly overestimated DRX. I did get FlyQuest at third, though, so I got that. And obviously Top being number 1, I don't think very, very few people got that wrong. I think they were the favorites by far coming into this.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that there. I'm trying to go back here and look and see who. Okay. Because DRX has a roster that I have never seen before.
Yeah, that's why I put them as last in the group. I didn't think that they were going to gel. I didn't think they were going to come together based on how they had done in the LCK.
Obviously, they did an excellent job. Much like G2, much like Suning, have the ability for the support to roam. We saw Mickey X all over the map from Group A. But here, Korea, again, I'm going to hopefully pronounce these correctly. Korea, the support for DRX, had an amazing group showing. Did carry them for a while. But Piosik, I remember one of the games was casted by Ender, and anytime Ender casts a jungle game, does a really good job of highlighting or a League of Legends game. He does an amazing job of highlighting the jungles. Pointed out Piosik's ability to control the map. Playing champions like the Nidalee, best showing from a Nidalee that we saw, at least in my opinion. Playing champions like the Nidalee, I think picked up the Graves once, if not twice, as it seemed to be a Nidalee Graves just toss up, back and forth all of groups. Got to highlight DRX. I think they were accurately ranked coming in. I think they were like top 4 coming in to Worlds. So
I still don't think I would make them top 4. I think they're closer to. I mean, they're definitely top 8, but I don't know if I'd say top 4.
Okay. I can't say I disagree there.
We'll have to see how it goes here. Obviously, once we get into best of fives, out of groups into the knockout stages, and then one other thing to talk about this group is, I mean, I know we were giving FlyQuest some shit, and obviously a lot of people were giving NA crap coming into this last day, but FlyQuest actually was pretty impressive in this last day of groups. I mean, yeah, they lost the first game against DRX, is what it is, but then they ended up handing Top Esports their only loss of the group play-ins. Granted, they had already locked in first by then, I believe, so it really didn't mean a whole lot. The games were pretty worthless, but it still feels good for NA at least that they were able to take that game, right?
Yeah, I think so. Overall, I think not a bad showing. I agree. TL, FlyQuest, not terrible showings at groups. You don't really give FlyQuest. We didn't give FlyQuest much of a shot to come out over top in DRX. I just don't think they're there yet. But
I mean,
the
especially
lineup,
because of the group they're in. I think if you put them maybe, I think in Group B they may have had a chance, honestly.
maybe so.
Because I think Group B, I guess you would be trading them out for like PSG. No, PSG was a play-in stage, so it would have to be Rogue. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you'd flip them for Rogue, which case, yeah, maybe they'd have a shot. They'd probably still lose to Damwon. I don't know about JD. I don't know. We could flip over to Group B though, unless you still have something to talk about for Group D.
Not necessarily.
All right, let's flex it over. Rotato potato.
Yeah, hitting Group B real quick. You had JDG, Damwon, Rogue, and PSG Talon. Obviously, PSG Talon had not the best showing in the group. They came out, I think, with they were one of the surprise teams that we saw out of play-ins. One of the surprise teams.
They locked out play-ins, so they did not have to play through the gauntlet, which was very surprising.
And I think they got a little bit exposed.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think they showed everything that they had in those play-in stages, and it just, especially if you're playing against Korean teams, they're just gonna wreck you.
Yeah, I mean, you could say the same. You could say the same for UL. I mean,
yeah, that's true. That's very true.
You could even, again, make this. Maybe this is a little bit of a stretch, but you could even probably make the argument for TL.
TL, yeah. I think that may have been a slight downside. While they did have the extra practice and play, it does give away some of your strats there.
It does. But I don't think, in terms of this, we knew Damwon was gonna probably take the group.
Yeah, I got all four of these right. I want to say you got all four of these right, or did we switch PSG and Rogue? We had all four? Okay. Yeah, I think Rogue was definitely the weaker link. We kind of both expected PSG to be able to take an extra game off.
Yep.
So that is not surprising. And Damwon and JD were the top two favorites by far, as compared to the other two. I don't think it was a question in this group, so definitely not a whole lot to talk about. Though I think we have saved the best group for last.
I have a grin on my face for a reason, and
I think we know.
Oh God, this group.
Should we first at least talk about what the stream is brought to us by today? We gotta get a sponsor post in.
Oh God. Once again, we thank you all for tuning in to the second episode of Doc and the Fox. He's a doc. I'm not a fox, but we call ourselves that anyway. He actually has a medical doctorate. I do not. But
That's why I'm the doc.
Today's stream is brought to us by what?
So it's brought to you by. Wait, what was it brought to us by?
I don't know. Some medical shit. It was
something about TSM and sadness. I forget though.
I don't know. I should have wrote it down.
TSM fans. Yeah. It was the psychiatric fund for the TSM sadness.
Oh,
yes.
God. It's so bad. Honestly, this blew my mind.
I was not expecting TSM to make it out. I mean, I had them at third. I was expecting them to maybe win a game or two, maybe take third, and I think the other three teams were big enough that they were going to beat each other up. And then TSM might get into a playoff or something like that and lose. I was not expecting 0-6 though. I think, granted, this is the hardest group, Group C. I think it had the biggest talents across the way. I mean, LGD, granted they didn't do well in play-ins, but they still very good Chinese team. Genji, who's great Korean team. Fnatic, yeah, I think that's all you have to say there. TSM did win NA. They used up, I think, a lot of their energy and strats to kind of make that gauntlet run and win NALCS, but they just did not look like the same team.
Mm-mm.
I can't remember which caster said it, but it looked like the TSM that lost to Golden Guardians the first time around.
I,
Oh
I,
three.
yeah, I think you said it best.
Yeah.
Not a whole. I mean, outside of that, there was nothing that shocked me in this group. Outside of that, nothing that shocked me. I think we knew exactly what. You're not wrong. And again, I can't sit here and say that I wasn't rooting for TSM. I was, except for when they played Fnatic.
I just didn't have the same expectations. I mean, I had number 1 Genji, I had number 2 Fnatic. I just flipped TSM versus LGD. That's okay. And I think as well, though, I think a lot of people are being harder on TSM than they do deserve, given the strength of this group.
Mm-hmm.
They did have some good games and some good showings in the games. They did have plenty of mistakes, obviously, as shown by the fact that they went 0-6. But I think, I mean, there was that one game that they almost pulled it out at that one Baron fight against Genji that they threw. Granted, there were other mistakes that game too, but I think that's the biggest one that comes to mind. TSM Fnatic, I mean, the first game was kind of, close. The second game was definitely one-sided, I feel like. I'll be honest, I didn't watch any of the TSM versus LGD games. That's the problem with, Worlds in China and games starting at 4 a.m.
True.
But,
I think we're all disappointed. I think we're all disappointed in TSM. We're gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
I'm okay with leaving
it there.
I'm
not mad. I'm just disappointed.
But when, so I think we got a pretty good sense of the groups. Yes, we had some right picks. Yes, we had some wrong picks. But I think in terms of the top 8 teams that we have, top Fnatic, Suning, JD, Genji, G2, Damwon, DRX, I don't think we are too surprised.
Yeah, no. I think I had almost all of the top teams. I think Suning I didn't have, but that's okay. And I think I instead of DRX, I had UOL because that was my long shot pick. I figured I had to give someone a long shot. But otherwise, not too bad. I think I ended up with 37 points. I want to say you ended up with 35 or 34. So not too different.
Well, we only had two. Good. We only had 2 picks that were different.
Yeah, I know. But I got those 2 right.
Yeah, we know.
Because we both ended up in the top 20% of all pick'ems. So for group stage, that's nothing to shake your head at. That's
bottom 50% were bottom 50% were TSM fans.
I think there was like 71 people that got 100% wrong pick'ems, which
100%
some of those
wrong.
Had to have been on purpose. 100% wrong. Yeah, some of those had to have been on purpose.
Then the thing about that is there is the statistically there should be the equal number that get it completely right.
Well, except I think the difference is most people are trying to get it completely right. The chance that you get it 100% wrong is going to be pretty low. Like, you're going to get at least one right just off of dumb chance and picking 16 slots,
True.
I think most people aren't picking randomly either. You're picking with some kind of knowledge beforehand. So if you're actually trying, I think you have to not be trying to not put top esports as number 1 in the group, basically, looking at that group. I think if you don't do that, you're absolutely trolling. So that's an easy way to get some points, Same thing with like Genji, they would make sense near the top of their group. Suning, if people put them top of the group. Damwon and JD also should have been top of their groups. So those, you got to get at least one of those right, So I think that's where those people who got 0 were definitely trolling. in my mind.
This, I don't know if this is trolling or not. I'm looking up, and I'm not going to say the name of the website. Okay. In terms
Is
of
it
what
name
we...
with hub?
No, it does not.
Does it have to do with Orin items?
No, it does not. It's not Christmas. These are not ornaments. Okay.
No ornaments. Okay.
So, really quickly before I bring this up, I want to get your opinion. So, Top versus Fnatic, Suning versus JDG, Gen G versus G2, whole lots of G's in here. Damwon versus DRX.
GG.
Which is, if you had to pick a match and say, I would stay up until 6 a.m. to start this match and watch it all the way through, what match are you looking for as this is going to be a good one?
Gen G and G2. I think I have G2 taking the win there. I think it's going to be a very close 4 or 5 games for sure. I think G2 is going to be able to come back. I think Gen G wins early. G2 just needs to get one of the first 3, obviously, and then I think they take the last 2. It's going to be a really close series in my mind. Gen G being a good Korean team, but they're kind of one track. G2 can flex things around to think a little bit more, and they did show that they were almost taking out Suning. Had a lot of great competition in their group. I have them taking it. Looking at the other groups, I think Top over Fnatic. As much as you love Fnatic, it's going to be Top. Suning JD, that's another Korean versus Korean matchup, so it's not going to be as exciting. One of the nice things about Worlds, obviously, is you get to see the regions match up against each other. I have Suning taking that one. Obviously, we just talked about Gen G G2, where I have G2. And then Damwon and DXR, I think Damwon wins that one.
DRX.
Yeah. That what you have as well?
No.
No, you haven't done yours yet?
I haven't done mine
no
yet.
Stealing.
No, this
stealing.
is... No. I agree with a lot of these. But here's... So, like I mentioned, I have this website that is not to be named because I don't want to sit here and I don't know. I just don't need anybody flaming this for me. But here, it is a website of folks that it's like a Bulbapedia almost.
Okay.
But like for League, and it's not Leaguepedia. Okay. It's different. But I've been reading a lot of their stuff and a lot of the articles that they posted since the beginning of Worlds. A lot of them have been really good. Some of them have been really troll. I don't know what this is, but they have the percentage likelihood of each of these first 4 matches.
Okay. Hit me with them.
Damwon versus DRX. 55% Damwon favored.
Yeah, okay.
Suning versus JDG. 95% Suning favored.
Yeah, I can see that.
Gen G G2, 52% Gen G favored.
Ooh, okay.
Fnatic Top Esports.
That's with women error, yeah.
Fnatic and Top Esports, 80% Fnatic.
What?
80% Fnatic.
How?
I don't know.
What are they seeing that we're not?
I don't know.
Did they watch a different Fnatic? Did they watch a different Top? I don't know. Like, the others all seem to make sense.
Now, granted.
Is there just a lot of EU bias in this?
Maybe. Well, no. They got G2 losing.
Yeah, but they're losing to a Korean team. It's different.
Here's the only thing that I can make of this, and I don't think it stands to reason that the number should be this high in terms of 80%. Yeah. But here's the reason that
it's not a fan vote?
Well, if it was a fan vote, G2 would have probably won.
That's true.
I think. I don't know. Again, I don't know. But the weirdest thing about this is, think about the last day of groups.
Yeah.
Fnatic lose to Gen G when they could have just if they get past a certain point and the Lucian in that game does not just pop off.
Yeah.
Fnatic are 5-1.
True. But if Top doesn't troll against FlyQuest, they're 6-0.
Fair. But I still think again, going all the way back to, and this is why I have G2. I have G2, and I really hope Fnatic, both coming out. They're excellent, excellent 5 game, best of 5 teams.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
There is no meta when playing.
Not anymore.
That.
Yeah, each of these series will have its own meta. That's kind of how it goes. Is each 5 game series will turn into its own meta.
I think
who do you have winning the whole thing?
Who do I have winning the whole thing right now? Actually, I have Damwon winning the whole thing.
I've got Top.
Yep.
I'm going with the favorites.
I think
Top is going to come out over Fnatic. I think they'll beat Suning. I think G2 comes out over Gen G. I also have G2 over Damwon. So I have a G2 versus Top Esports final.
The thing
and
is,
I have Top taking it.
I think
probably like 3-1.
I think the winner of G2 Damwon wins. For me, I think Top gets beat by G2 in a best of 5.
Yeah, I think both sides are actually pretty evenly matched in this too. I mean, there's 3 Korean teams on one side, 3 Chinese teams on the other, and 1 European stuck in the middle on both.
True.
And it's just fitting that it's G2 and Fnatic.
Who is your dark horse?
Dark horse? I mean, besides the fact that I have G2 making it to finals when they're the underdog.
I wouldn't call it.
I mean, I think
they're an underdog
against Gen G and an underdog against Damwon, but I think that they take both of those.
So you're calling Jade? You're actually predicting your dark horse.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my call.
Okay.
So I think the greater likelihood is that Gen G might win round 1, but I think G2 has a very good chance to pull it out. So I think they're going to be a dark horse coming out of that. And the same thing with G2 versus Damwon. Yeah.
I still think Fnatic beats Top Esports.
Still think Fnatic?
Yep.
So you think if Fnatic beats out Top, they take on Suning and beat Suning? I think in that case, Suning moves on over Fnatic.
Maybe. That's why Suning's my dark horse. Suning is my dark horse because a lot of things have to go right for them to win.
That's true.
1, Fnatic has to win. 2, they have to best of 5 Fnatic. 3, they have to play anybody other than G2.
Yeah.
For Fnatic, it's beat Top. I think it's 50-50 against Suning. And then if they make it to the finals against G2, that's just explosive. Every single time those 2 teams play, it is explosive and it goes 5 games. Every single time. I would
absolutely love a G2 Fnatic final. I think with 3 Korean teams and 3 Chinese teams, if the 2 European teams made it from both sides of the final, I would stay up to watch that. I don't think I'm staying up to watch otherwise, but I would stay up to watch that.
Yeah, luckily these games, best of 5s are starting at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time rather than the 3 a.m. that we've been getting. So starting on Wednesday, Damwon DRX. Thursday,
I thought it was Thursday morning.
Today is what,
Thursday
Monday?
Morning.
What is it, 15th?
Thursday, October 15th.
It is the 5th. Oh, yep, you're right. I can't count.
It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Mm-hmm. But that means, so Thursday...
Which actually is perfect, because I'm off on Sunday.
There you go.
So I get to watch Gen G2.
And I
planned that, by the way, obviously.
Totally did. Totally did.
I meant to do that.
All right. Yeah, I think I don't hate your picks, but I think each time even going back to last year, IG, not the number 1, not the big favorite coming in, very highly touted team, but definitely not a favorite. So I don't think this is the year the favorite wins.
No,
I think Fnatic takes. I think Fnatic takes it. I hope Fnatic takes it.
I still went with the favorite with 10 or top 10.
I don't know. It's going to be hard to root
It remains
against them.
to be seen. So we will figure it out. I think we should do another one of these then Monday or sometime next week to after the first round and see where we stand.
Yep. So we will.
That'll be episode 3.
Hopefully,
got that already planned.
Hopefully, I'm not crying
for Monday.
Catch us, yeah. So we're gonna be a little bit more regular about this. Hopefully every Monday, Monday or Thursday, you can catch us live on stream on Twitch.tv/JustPattyMelt. But it's not just me; it's Doc and the Fox, sponsored by Goon Squad Gaming. If Decker will stop muting my stream and listen to us talk, um,
He's
and
just mad
hopefully
about the TSM. I mean,
I'm
the good
upset
news
too.
is after this one, we can't flame TSM anymore
Yeah, you're
because
right.
they're already on the airplane heading home. Speaking of, did
Oh,
you see that one tweet about KDA showing up for finals? They had a tweet of them, a picture, all of them in Shanghai, and the top comment said, "Say hi to TSM at the airport." I'm a TSM fan, but it was still hilarious.
jeez. What was the one tweet by? Oh God, who was it? Was it by Suning that was like, NA's not that bad. They just need to improve on their
Oh
vision
no,
score,
that
vision
was
score, CS,
I
drafting,
sent it. I think it was JG.
mechanics. Oh God,
I sent that to you. Yeah.
that was such troll. That was so troll. Um, yeah, God, I can't. Um, but yeah, like I said, we will be back. We will be back next Monday, starting at 7 Eastern Standard Time. Promptly, we are trying to get a little bit more consistent with this. Hopefully, not doing every Thursday, but every Monday or every Thursday. We're gonna figure it out at some point. Who the hell knows?
It'll work itself out.
But once again, thank you for tuning in today. Once again, this is Doc and the Fox, episode 2. We will be back, like I said, next Monday at 7 p.m. So catch us on Twitch, twitch.tv/justpattymelt. Catch Doc on Twitter. What is it? At Shangu22.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't tweet.
YouTube at Shangu22. We put up the
Mhm.
VODs for this.
Yes, we do.
I stream every now and then on Twitch too. A little bit of everything.
Twitch.
No Instagram though. I'm not there yet.
Nope, I don't
Not
tweet
my
either.
thing.
So I'd say follow me on Instagram, but like no, nobody does that. No shameless promotion there. But once again, this has been
Oh, that's
Doc.
the whole point of this.
Jesus. Once again, this has been Doc and the Fox. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We will see you next time, next week, Monday, starting at 7 p.m. We'll see you then. Have a good one.
You guys.
Go Fnatic.
Coming round again. You want a dose of this right now? It's KDA.